Hey, right here you are going to learn how to live your best life with LOA or the law of attraction, right? So, Tommy here. I really wanted to make this video today because it just like sprung to me. I was like, what do I got to do? And the two things that came to mind I'm going to be talking about, but the first thing that came to mind was like, whoa. Basically, this is what changed my life quite a bit with sure hope this is recording with the law of attraction, and not even the law of attraction, just this weekend one of my mentors um, pointed out something really important to me, because basically I've been creating really great things in my life with manifestation and attraction, and ultimately don't never really look at it in a hokey pokey stance. It really is true, but it isn't. The hokey pokey stuff that we heard about, right? Um, so first, right off the bat, how do you live your best life with the law of attraction? It's two things. You need to have two things for sure in line, and that's the law of assumption and the law of proper perspective. Okay? These are universal laws that are very important. Basically, this weekend, I've been trying to attract something. I always call it attraction because ultimately, like, you set your goal, you have a target, and you start taking action towards there. And when you take time during the day to just live presently and be in love, like really enjoy your day, don't just be like complaining about, like, I can't believe this much work, that I got to do this, I got to do that. Dude, listen, just take the next step. Like, you don't have to think further beyond the next step. Yeah, your goal in mind, but then, like, what are you going to do to get there? One of my mentors says, um, concise action towards your goal, or actually, he just says action towards your goal is, yeah, just a moment here. All right, so basically, one of my mentors says, um, taking action is almost always better than meditation. And I love it because you definitely do need to, set some time aside to, like, visualize and meditate throughout the day on your goal, and just on your, like, heart math focus is the way that I do it, or just breathing. But ultimately, if you know where your target is, then, because, okay, what's the point of the law of attraction? It's to attract things that you want. And, why do you want to attract things that you want? Because you want to enjoy life, right? So, like, you don't have to, like, attract absurd things if you just have a goal in mind that you want to achieve, and you just start taking simple steps towards that goal. Like, it's pretty common sense. But I do want to tell you, I have attracted some incredibly out of the ordinary things really quickly as well. And that's the whole point of this video. But ultimately, that taking action is almost always better than meditation is so true, because ultimately, when you are taking action on your goal, that goal that you set, life feels like a purely meditative state where everything is just so in flow and you're just naturally going. So, like, get there. And if you don't know, what your goal is, geez, I have a video how to make a goal card or how to make goals. So check that out. But ultimately, like, you should probably just sit, eyes closed, lights off, say something like, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, as a mantra, and just, like, figure out why you're in a rough spot. Or, just sit down with a journal and just do a stream of consciousness for like 10, 20, 30 minutes, like, or several hours. Sometimes you need to be like, where do I want to be 25 years from now? It's like, it's fucking ridiculous. Sometimes 5 years from now. And just, pardon my cussing, just, write it out, right? Just stream of conscious. Don't even just everything. Oh, I want the car to be blue and have leather and this and that. Just stream of conscious. Just write. And the point of this is It's like if you've, you know, had a computer back in the day. I don't think they have this, but there used to be something called disk defragmenting. So basically, if you had a desktop and you just it was going slow, but it was really strong, to begin with. Sometimes you got all this space, stuff that needs to be deleted and like cleared back to the front, organized well. So it's like a disk defragment. You just journaling every day for sure, but definitely like to do that whole 5 year, 10 year, 25-year plan and just do it for a bunch of hours just to get clear. It's a disk defragment and it is awesome on your disk space. So we got that down. Like, if you don't know how to get that target, you got a couple skills there, or a couple skills, a couple options on how to get that. And right, the journaling, the meditation, the visualization, breathing mantras, get a target, right? But the main thing here is like when like why do you want to attract something? It's to live an awesome life, right? So if you're not living an awesome life, be more present and just enjoy the space that you're at more. And if you have a target, just take slow steps to it, or incremental steps to it, and you'll enjoy your life more, right? That's kind of the point. Just try to enjoy more. So if you're in a tough spot and those things aren't helping, connect with me. I'd love to help because there's some simple tips. And also, maybe you need something like Akashic resources, people reading from universal layers of mind to like give you tips. And it's like speaking with God consciousness. And maybe, I'll guide you to this. That's down below if you need to. Sure, go there. But ultimately, here is the cool part. This is how you're going to live your best life with the law of attraction, right? It's knowing that at all times you should be trying to, feel as good as possible, or not feel as good as possible. Just be good, enjoy the present, like you're taking steps towards your goal, right? But the reason I brought it up, that this is your best life, because it's like the law of assumption and the law of proper perspective are what make law of attraction the best life. A law of assumption is like, all right, you set your goal and you already know you have it, and you just start taking care of things along the way. And as long as you do something like a daily or end of the day practice where you imagine that final goal, that's really going to speed you up, because you're implementing in your subconscious mind that, yeah, that is really the target. So you're magnetizing yourself to it, which gives you clarity of mind. When, for instance, today I was looking for someone to help me out with ice plunges, because I do cold showers, but I want to do ice plunges, and I'm in a new area where I don't know where these saunas and ice plunge baths are and stuff like that. Sure, I can go on Google, awesome, but like I love to use the uh, attraction kind of factor to live across my day. So I'm like, I'm listening to something on my computer, and I keep like missing something, so I have to keep going back. And every time I pause, I like hear a piece of this conversation these people at the cafe are having, and then out of nowhere, I'm like, what the heck? This guy's talking about cold showers and ice baths. And then I took off my headphones, I had a conversation with them, and it was an incredible time. Um, and I literally, um, my cat's here. I'm just gonna let my cat in here. The cat always gets scared for me opening the door. So I don't know. Anyway, and it's like you magnetize yourself the more you assume into your subconscious mind. Like, I don't know if you ever like read The Secret, but it's like there's like 3 or 4 steps. It's basically like uh, be clear on what you want, ask for it, and then just like assume you have it, and just enjoy your day. As soon as you like start going, do I have it? Do I not have it? Do I not have it? You're like out of balance, right? So if you're centered, you're just like, what do I want? Oh, I want that. You know, this is gonna be awesome if I have it. Oh man, it's great. Just live your life, and then you'll naturally, get there eventually. But if you want it quicker, then obviously you got to take more steps towards it. So like, you want to, buy a car. Let's say you want to buy a car, or you could say win a car, but like you want to buy a car, well, you should probably get a job, right, or start earning money, right? Um, or this is like a simple, obvious thing, but the reason I bring this up is because sometimes people think law of attraction is hokey pokey, and then other people are like, "Oh, you got to act," and this is realistic. Law of attraction is just a nice way of saying like what is actually happening, or maybe to some extent hokey pokey way of saying of how things actually work, and you need to have the assumptive with the subconscious and superconscious minds. If you believe in that, just general space, but then also that realistic action. Because, dude, you're living in a physical world. What? You're not going to enjoy what you're doing? Well, then you're really ruining this space of life that you're, using with your body. Enjoy what you're doing. Don't enjoy what you're doing. Choose something you want to do. Start doing that. Can't do it. Figure out steps to do it. I spoke with a guy recently that was in jail, and like he had like a 60-year sentence or something, and or uh, I don't know exactly if it was like a super crazy crime, but it was like overshot the sentence he got, and basically now he's like going around helping people and stuff like that with his foundation, but ultimately he brought it down because he started doing things like meditation and like getting clear, realizing, yeah, a lot of his previous life was a little messed up. So he had to clear with himself there. He figured out, like, he started studying law in prison, which I guess happens to a lot of people who really want to change when they're there. And like he changed his sentence from whatever it was, almost life or something, to like 10 years. So that's a huge deal. Just giving you that example because, like, even if you're in jail or even if you're this, like, you can take steps towards what you want to do, right? Okay, so you need to have that law of assumption in mind, like, whatever it is you want. I remember when I was trying to get a job in a field that I had no experience in. And I just got clear with it. And I was like, yeah, I totally want to do this. And then, like, because I was so clear, I didn't even know where it was going to come from. I get a call out of the blue 4 days after I first came down with this idea. And I was just like, at that point, I was already happy and clear, like, I want to do this. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'll figure it out. And I get this call and I get um, basically an interview to apply, and I'm working with them like 3 days later. It's incredible. You can truly do whatever it is you want to do. You have to have the law of assumption in mind. Boom. This is where you live your best life, though. This is the key nugget. Law of proper perspective. What is the law of proper perspective? Bro, listen to what I just said. So probably it regulates some things or is very strict, right? And then proper perspective. Just have proper perspective with your life. Because here's the thing, sometimes you could be like, you can create something, attract or create or manifest something really quickly. Because just like there's everything's in tune around you, and you just happen to be lucky, and you're magnetized towards it, right? I call it magnetized, but basically you have it in mind, and you really know you want it. So if you hear, like I did, plunge baths, I was like taking my headphones out, like, are they talking about cold showers, plunge baths? You know, you're making yourself more aware of the things you need to be looking out for, right? You need to know where your target is so that if someone walks by and they're like, I'm giving out $100, like, you'll pick it up. I've met people on the street that are handing out freaking silver. Like, you've been in crazy situations. I had $100 bill fly down the street one time, and this is awesome because I saw it. Check this out. I see this $100 bill fly. I'm like, whoa, here's a $100 bill. I pointed it out. I said it. The person next to me that was walking this block, this is like downtown Chicago, so everyone's just going like really quick. They just stepped on it, grabbed it, fucking pieced out. I was like, whoa. Like, honestly, say what you want from it. I know in that situation, if I had like picked it up, I was the type of person at the time, especially with I was happy with my job and everything. Like I would have been like, "Yo, come on in here," and I'd like there was a bank right there. I'd be like 250s, boom. This person was not like that. But when I saw that, I was like, dude, it's like when you have a really good opportunity in line sometimes, dude, just take the opportunity and then tell someone about it. Like that was one of the learnings that I had from that. But I'm just bringing this up because anything extraordinary can happen out of the blue. It's like that job that I attracted. It's like the $100 bill that was flying down the street, just rolling like, hey, speaking of which, whoa, I heard a crazy story. Anyway, back on track. Law of proper perspective goes this way, right? What was the proper perspective in that moment when the bill was flying by? Maybe it was that, I should have first grabbed it. But you know what? I got the learning from it. So I know for next time. One of my mentors told me this weekend, like, I was like, I don't know why this is not, working how it's supposed to. Can you help me with this? And they're just like, bro, law of proper perspective. And I was like, whoa, of course. What am I doing? This really big goal that I was trying to attain, like other times, maybe you have a big goal. If all you're focused on is that goal, you can attract that goal, but then other things start to fall out of place. If you're enjoying those other things, then like, where is the proper perspective? Don't assume just that thing. Assume your whole life and enjoyment with that thing as you like your life already, if you do, right? So I think you're just going to understand law of proper perspectives more. I'll talk more about it another time, but ultimately, like all you need to know is that assume you have what you want. Do it at night and have proper perspective. Because I had this one guy that's like, whoa, this idea that you have right now, you can just go do this, that, and that. And like, you can like chat GPTs out right now. You could use AI. You can like, yeah, I can. The guy's like, yeah, you could be a millionaire right now or something. And I'm just like, you go ahead and you do it. Because with the way that my life was, I could have done that, but the other aspects of my life that I had would have been left. I literally would have had to leave my current life and go do that. I don't just want to go become a millionaire. Like that's not the point. Like imagine this, like what's better if you're a millionaire or if you have a lifestyle that's just as good as a millionaire's? Like you think, oh well that's the same thing. Not exactly. No, you can get a well paying job. You can like people can what came to mind was gift you money, but like ultimately, like there's people that just like hand out money to for all sorts of reasons. Like you could crowdfund, like you could do anything you want, but like when you have your goal in mind and when you're enjoying your life, you need less for the things that you want to achieve. That's just it, that's what it is. So you need to enjoy life. That's really the secret right there. Just be enjoying life. And if you aren't, well, then journal or, meditate to clear where you want to be, like was mentioned at the beginning, and then just, refocus in. But man, I just wanted to kind of end with this like bonus. I swear to God, this was crazy. Like to just give you an example that like things can happen out of nowhere. Things can be in alignment already, with you happen to like, oh, why did I take a right here this time? Instead, take your present moment and just be enjoying it all times and be aware that what you're assuming could, it could be there. The clue could be there right away. So gotta be open to it and be good. I think being good is important just in general to all others as much as possible. But so basically one time I was like, when I first was like, whoa, the law of attraction is real because of something came into my life that was like, it was the best thing ever. I'll talk about it another time. But basically, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna like meditate and visualize and just like breathe in my whole self for like an hour. maybe you don't, maybe like the level of visualization, how concrete you can hold something, or the emotion you can feel, how long you can hold that emotion, or how you can just like feel good, how long you can do that in meditation, visualization. Like you have different, levels. If you're just starting, it might be super easy or it might be very, very difficult. But basically, at this point, I was doing, it was awesome. It was very well. It was really easy. And I'm just like, oh, I want to attract like, I just want to like attract like $1,000. Like, I don't know. It was like several thousand. It was like $3,000. I was just imagining like, now if I had like 5 grand tomorrow, I could do this. And I was like, I don't need 5 grand. If I just had like this, it was just, I think I was in high school or maybe I was in college. I was in college. Let's call it that. I think it was college. And I was sitting there, it's a dark room, and I remember like, 45 minutes, I was just like, I was just like ecstatic. I remember I would like check the time every a few times, and I was just like, man, I hope this is recording, by the way. But and I'm just like, this is incredible. And afterwards, I just had this like, now you can relax and go to sleep. I think I'd like went to take a shower and I just went to sleep. Like I was so happy, and I just went to sleep. Next day, out of nowhere, my mom worked overnights then at this place that was going out of business, and they were just tossing stuff, giving stuff away. And it was unheard of at the time, but like, dude, it was a used North Face jacket, but like, it was a still like an entirely new North Face jacket. Like, it was used, but it was still great condition, like new. And that was hundreds of dollars. And then she's like, oh yeah, and there's these old computers. She was calling them old computers because they were tossing them. They were literally like giving them away. I just got rid of the one recently. Actually, I'm giving it away, but I just bought a MacBook Air right now, and it was a really powerful MacBook that like, it was like thousands of dollars. And then there was a weaker one that was like, I don't know, like 700 or like a few $100. And then I was just like, it blew my mind. I'm like, if I wanted to, I could turn this stuff over right now and I'd have like 3.5 grand. I remember checking the prices and I was like, whoa, blow my mind that I had this, connection with it. So you got to be in alignment. You got to be assumptive, and you got to be open to hearing these things. And like, man, it was like a solid hour. So I don't know. I was connected probably with like my mom in that moment. Like there's a lot of levels to this, but like proper perspective in line. So like, just because you assume something, you don't need to have it tomorrow if you don't actually want it. Like sometimes you can be like, I want this, but if you had that tomorrow, like, would it destroy other stuff that you enjoy in line? What are you doing? Like, keep proper perspective, proper perspective in mind, dude. I appreciate you, Mister, Mrs., Ma'am, gentlemen, whatever, whoever you are. I appreciate you for listening to this video too. But I appreciate you and your goals as long as they're good. Like, be good to others. And connect with me down below, TommyT.com, I think. And uh, create your lifestyle though if you want to. Otherwise, I am here to help you. I am here to serve you if you wish. Peace.